Hey y'all, how's your mama and them? Good, I hope. Today's the day. The anniversary of my son's passing. 4 years. It's been gone 4 years today. I am here to do the video I promised I would do. You know, the after Bookmarks of Life. That's what this one's called. For a reason. And this doesn't have to be just for people who've lost their children. This could be for pretty much anyone who's got bookmarks in their life, but mine will be focused mainly on grief and life after losing a child. I'm prepared. I don't plan on it, but I'm prepared. Tissue, well, paper towels, coffee, and the thoughts and love that I have in my heart right now. I did a little something this morning because it doesn't seem like 4 years. Somehow it seems longer, but not that long even. It's really hard to explain. So I did something that I try to never do, because once time is gone, you can't get it back, right? We can't get time back. So I did something I never do, and I went and calculated the time. So 4 years is exactly 48 months, 208 weeks, 1,461 days, 35,064 hours, 2,103,804 minutes, 126,230,400 seconds, and then some. It's really, really hard. But obviously, I'm doing okay. I've said it before, grief of losing a child doesn't get easier. It doesn't go away. But it changes. It evolves. And this is honestly the first time I've teared up today. I can't say it hurts less, but it seems like with each passing of time, I have developed a gratitude for the 27 years that I did have. And that helps. It helps a lot. So, let's just get on with the after. Because a lot of people are like, man, you handle it so well. No, I didn't. No one saw the fall apart. No one saw the come apart. I did those things in silence of social media. Like, I didn't go posting it. I didn't. When tragedy or trauma occurs, some people scream out loud. Some people look for support groups. And then some of us crash and burn internally. That was me. I was so busy making sure my daughter was going to be okay because they were best friends. They loved each other big. They talked every day. They had each other's back. And the reason I was so worried about my daughter was not all of that. That was a contributor, but when my daughter-in-law tried to call, because they lived in a different state than us, due to medication that I was taking at the time. Yeah, I don't take that medicine anymore. She couldn't reach me because I didn't hear the phone. So she tried his sister, and she heard the phone because it was in the wee hours of the morning, and she answered it, and she got that call. Whew. And then my daughter, whew. It gets stuck right here, y'all. It does. Then my daughter had to go through her initial shock, trauma, and then drive over, I want to say it's almost 2 hours to our house to wake us up. She let herself in with her key, of course, and she came to wake us up. And I knew something was wrong. I heard it in her voice. And when she told me to sit down, she wasn't going to tell me nothing until I sat down. I knew it was horrible, whatever it was. And losing my son was the furthest thing from my mind. But then she had to tell me. You got no words for that, man. There's no words for that. The shock. And then seeing her that traumatized and that upset. Like, what does a mama do? What do you do? So, while inside I was dying, my mama's heart was literally broken in half. And I wanted to comfort the one that I could see. So that's what I did. And then, you know, we're all together. And the shock starts to set in for me. And I just kind of go numb. And there's a term in psychology for missing time after trauma. And it's called grief fog, like brain fog, but it's grief fog. And there are days that I still don't have in my head. Hi, Trooper. Yes, I'm good. They're still missing time from all of that. And that is your brain's way of protecting you. Come here. Well, I got nothing to give you, bruh. Go away then. So, what, you know, missing time. So, that's my after, that's my biggest after. The after is what happens after a bookmark moment in your life. Because those bookmark moments They change everything about your life. Um, when my parents divorced, I was very young. I wasn't very old at all. 5 or 6, maybe 7 years old. I don't I don't remember. Um, that was the first big bookmark for me. And then after, you think you have this family. Your mom and dad are there all the time together, and your siblings, and then they're not. So that's a childhood bookmark, and that changed me, just like it probably changed you if you've been through it. I've survived many, many health issues. The next big one I can think of, I was 17 years old, and I was going in for a routine breast surgery, a breast reduction, because it was doing damage to my muscles in my shoulders and my back, and it was affecting my skeletal structure. So they go in and they find cancer. 17, y'all. Breast cancer. So that was a big bookmark. The after from that, I still deal with some of it because of scar and scar tissue and things of that nature. But the treatment and care and all of those things that came after changed my little 17-year-old life. Of course, childbearing and birth giving, those are bookmarks, and that changes your life. Some are magnificent and wonderful. I love being a mom. I try to be everything for my kids that my mom never was for me. Long story short, my mother and I were not close. I was blamed for a lot of things, and I shouldn't have been. Now that I'm older and know better and understand better, but I wanted to be the mom that I needed for my kids, and so that was my goal when I had my kids. I love being a mom. And divorce. Well, first abandonment, then divorce. So, yeah, bookmarks. Those big moments are your bookmarks in your life. And the after is what changes. Because all of these big bookmarks in your life changed every aspect of your life, whether you want to admit it or not. So the after of losing a child, that's why I'm here, right? I gave you a little tidbit about me. That's okay, because that's what I'm here for. The after, my leg just started bouncing about 900 miles an hour. So if my phone starts bouncing, I apologize in advance. Just look away and listen. The after. The almost daily phone calls disappear. That's hard. That's real hard. The holidays are never the same. Never. Every aspect of every single one of the lives of our family changed. The milestones that he should have had as a son, a husband, a father, were all taken away from his family. His girls, his daughters, will never know their dad the way they should have. They weren't even 5 years old yet. Yeah. His wife will never get to know her husband in the latter years. Because, yeah, marriages evolve. They should, anyway. She'll never get to know the goodness the way that she should have. They were very young when they married, and that made it more difficult. But I know he loved her. I know he loved her. He just didn't know how to love her yet. I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all, but like I said, they were very young when they married, and they went through a lot of hardships with his health, with the ups and downs, with seizures and hospital and so much stuff. But he was trying. Like I said, my son was not a perfect man or anything like that, but he was a very good man and a very good son. He was perfect for me as a mom, because I didn't expect perfection from my kids, and I still don't. And then man, I miss him at every moment of every day. And even after 4 years, I still want to call him. I still want to text him. Sometimes everything just seems right in the world, like nothing ever happened. And then suddenly, bam, you get that he's gone. And you can't undo it. You can't get the time back. So there's the guilt, that survivor's guilt, because it's out of order. I could not deal with the order because it's out of order. It should have been me. It should have been his father. It should have been his grandfather. It should have been anybody but him. It should have been anybody older than him, except my daughter, because you're not supposed to bury your kids, man. It's not okay, you know. And then I had to help my daughter-in-law navigate, and I had to choose where to have my son's body sent to. I had to help her decide, did he want to be buried or did he want to be cremated? That, and I'm just gonna say it, and you can unfollow me or hate me or whatever, but that is fucked up, because that's not in the manual. You see, that's not in the parenting manual, that kind of information. And then you gotta, plan for when to view the body, and he chose to be cremated, so I couldn't handle anymore, so I let her completely pick the urn and everything. It is so messed up. There's not even a word for it when you lose a child. You lose a parent, or you're an orphan. You know, it's just, it's so messed up. The decisions that came after, how traumatic every decision is on our brain. Okay? So then you got to deal with people. If anybody knows me, you know, people and me usually don't do so well. My circle stays very small. I'm very, I don't know what you would call it, introverted, so to speak. Like, I'm very extroverted around people that I'm comfortable with, people who have taken the time to get to know me and understand me as a person. I'm very extroverted. But for the most part, I don't need the attention. I don't need the people. But the people after, the ones who stayed to now, through everything that I was going through, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, people who stayed after, they are the heroes. They're the good ones. You need to hang on to them people. Because I'll tell you, I was blocked from someone. Someone blocked me during that time when I said, look, I can't cope with this through dark humor. I was trying to explain my grief to a group of people. And the things I could not do anymore, because God, it changes everything. And I couldn't, like, I have a dark sense of humor. I like dark humor. There's another little tidbit about me. But I couldn't, at that time, I couldn't deal with it with any kind of humor, and I got blocked. They made it about them. I still don't understand that. It didn't hurt me. Nothing in this world will hurt me like losing my son has hurt me. So if anybody thinks they can hurt me, no, you don't have that kind of power. So that person's still blocked, because I blocked them too. And there's no recovering from that. They will never have access to me or my life again. I hope they heal. I do. I hope they heal. I hope they figure out what they need out of this life and they go after it and get it. I just had a hummingbird come to my window. Hummingbird, there it is. My tattoo. That was the 1-year anniversary tattoo of losing my son, because he was a hummingbird. Always flitting around here, there, and yonder. Doing something. Zipping around. Anyway. The people. And then there were those people who who just sat while I cried, or while I sat in silence, in shock, because there's no words. And those people who know that there are no words that are going to make your situation or your bookmark any easier to deal with, those are good people, because they're there just kind of, they're sitting there thinking, I'm here. Whatever you need, I'm here. I can be a rock. You can lean on me. Those people are priceless. Yeah, those people are priceless. And the people who, sorry, the people who help you keep the good things from before, they're a godsend. The ones who let you talk about the good times and laugh with you about the good times. The ones who aren't afraid to say their name. Wow, that whittled down my circle really fast. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to do this. But like I said, bookmarks are those tragedies in our lives, no matter what they are. And it's the after that's gonna make the difference for you. I want you to understand that. It's the after that's going to make the difference for you, because we are still here. We still have to live our lives. So whatever your bookmark is, know that I love you. Know that I see you. If you're on my Facebook and you follow me, or if you are on Insta and follow me, or if you are on Threads and follow me, I will not be on TikTok. No. That app is mentally and emotionally violent. I won't do that. It is not a good app for people who want to heal. It's not a good app for people who want to heal. Okay? It's not. But just know I see you. I've lost both parents. I know what that's like. I've lost a child. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And it happened to him because it was my ex-husband. That's a whole nother video. I've lost my grandparents. I don't have any surviving grandparents. I've lost aunts, uncles, cousins, dear friends. There's been people in my family who have brought shame on the family name, so to speak. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have divorced parents as a young child. I know what it's like to fight for your life a few times over. Again, that's another video. I know what it's like to start over from nothing. A couple of times over. Yeah, I know what that's like. When I list the things that I've survived in my life, I have two choices. I can either look at it and go, damn, why don't you just give up and quit? Or I could look at it and say, damn, look at what you've survived. Look at what you've come back from. Look at everything that you can help people recover from. One thing I have never had to deal with personally, as in myself, is alcoholism or drug addiction. Not me personally. I've had people in my life that I have watched rise and fall and rise again. And I can be a great support for you. For you, for your family, whatever the case may be. But personally, I've never had to deal with being an alcoholic or having a drug addiction of any kind. For that, I'm grateful, but I feel like it's because of what I witnessed. The rise and fall and rise and fall. As a child, I watched it. So, yeah, that probably had a lot to do with the fact that I'm like, I don't want that for my life. It's a hard battle, and I admire anyone who beats it. I admire anyone who beats it. So I know what it's like to have soldiers go to war and not come home. I know what it's like to have soldiers go to war and come home. Military family and all. So what is your bookmark? You know, think about it. What is the biggest bookmark? Some of us have many. Some of us only have one or two. Does that mean that those of us who have many are better? No. What makes you better is how you handle the after. The after. Because whatever happened, it changed you. It changed every part of you. It changed the way you think, the way you act, the way you speak, who you spend your time with. It's changed holidays. It's changed the calendar. The calendar is so unforgiving. It changed a lot. But you're still here. You're here in the after. And it's okay to say, yeah, I don't do that anymore, not since, and name that bookmark. Not since my son passed away. Yeah, I haven't done that since my son passed away. Yeah, I've not really trusted people since I watched what my mother did. Yeah. See, name it and take your power back. Don't stay a victim. Life is unfair. 100% unfair. But I look at it as not as a test. It's people who will test you. But life is a journey. And to me, it reads like a book. And there are books out there for any book readers. You have certain favorite parts of certain chapters and such. And so you'll bookmark it in your brain, or you'll take a quote from it or something. It's the same concept, but you're applying it to life. This is how I came back from this moment. Okay, this is happening to me right now. How can I come back from this moment? And granted, after the loss of a child, you don't ask yourself that question for a long time. A very long time. For the first few weeks, the only thing that kept me going was believing that other people needed me to be here. I still had my daughter. Yeah, she's an adult. She was an adult. My son was an adult when he died. But I convinced myself that she still needed me. She's fully capable of taking care of herself. She's an amazing woman. I'm so damn proud of her, it ain't even funny. She's a good woman. She inspires me every day. Then I convinced myself that my husband needed me. He didn't need me. There is not a person on this planet that needs me. Once I realized that, I had a whole new journey ahead of me. Because now, why am I here? Why am I still here? Because it's those moms and dads who are going through it. They need a voice. They need someone to help them find their voice. And I feel like that's kind of what I'm here to do right now. Not that it won't change or evolve somehow. Because it does. It truly does. Like, I have many interests. And I do help people. I give them a safe place to talk. I will not judge you unless you hurt people or animals or nature. Like, if your sole purpose is hurting people or animals or things around you, I got nothing for you. Just keep going. Because every single living thing is fighting for their life every day. You just don't know you just don't know about it. You don't know what it is. I feel like social media ruined a lot for this world. We used to be kinder. The world used to be much kinder. I hope we find it again. I do. I hope we find the kindness again. The after. Again, today is the 4-year anniversary of my son's passing. But it's gonna be a good day because I'm carrying him forward. I'm carrying him with me as far as I can. And when my day comes to go, my daughter will carry him forward. I'd like to say she'd carry me forward, but I don't want to be that burden on her. I don't want to be that burden for anyone. And not that my son's a burden. Please don't ever think that. My kids are anything but a burden. They have been the greatest blessing in my whole life.
So, we have family supper tonight. I'm just gonna fry up some kielbasa with some kraut and pierogies. That's our family supper. It's a rainy, rainy day. I don't know if you saw my video on Facebook, but quite fitting for how I felt this morning. Thank you for sharing the time with me. I hope my rambling here has somehow helped you today. If you got a bookmark moment that's really messing with you, it's the secrets in how you handle the after. You know, we can't change what happened. If we're not at fault, we need to understand it's not our fault. You shouldn't feel guilt for something you didn't do. Just know I love you. And I'm rooting for you. And I'll say it probably 1,000 more times in my life. But after my son died, my circle of people got real small. And it's grown here and there. Don't get me wrong, it's grown. When we moved here, I've met some of the most wonderful human beings on the planet. I'll fight over some of these people, let me tell you. And I don't fight. I don't. You do you, but you hurt one of these people that have become very special to me. Oof. I feel sorry for you. But I'm surrounded by the best people on the planet now. His death revealed a lot to me about a lot of people. So, don't ignore your pain. Sit with it. Get to know it. Understand it. Because until you do that, the after is not going to improve a whole lot. Okay? But once you come to terms with it, once you accept, okay, this has happened, I'm still here, I got to deal with the aftermath. Then you start to realize you're not powerless. You're hurting. And you have a right to hurt. And you have a right to grieve out loud. You can grieve the life you thought you'd have. You can grieve the life you thought they'd have. Those bookmarks are the things that change your life. All the way across the board. They're not, oh, my boyfriend broke up with me. That's not a bookmark, honey. That's part of life. That's just part of growing up. The bookmark changes you and everything you thought you knew. That's a bookmark. So, here's two bookmarks. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I'm going to go sit on the porch and listen to the rain on the tin roof for a minute. Yeah, we have a tin roof all around the house. But it's a lot more soundproof inside than it is outside. Spend a few minutes with my son in spirit, and then I'll get on about my day. Please, please, go ahead and give me a like and a follow or subscribe, whatever. Like I said before, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Insta, and I'm on Threads. I don't dwell on this, but it is a huge part of who I have become. So there are those moments where I'll share some insight into all of it. But for the most part, it's just me being my authentic self. I'm not here to impress anybody. Sharing what I do sometimes in the day-to-day. My cat and the stray that showed up on our mountain. He's quite a character. But I'll go ahead and close because I could keep rambling. My mind is starting to spiral into 14 different open tabs. So I will just I'll say good day. Take care of you. You are not alone. And, you know, if you want to drop your bookmark in the comment, I'll be happy to respond to you. Make it a good day. Give it your best. And if you can't do that, give it your least. You don't owe anyone anything. Okay. I'll take a deep breath. Love you. See ya.